Hey everybody, I'm SK and welcome to our long overdue 12th episode of the Haunting Grounds vlog. Been slacking a little. No time to work on props, no time for vlogs, no time for SOP chats at night. Reason being, been working a little bit of overtime at work and just don't have the time. So was able to get a little bit of work done this weekend, so I figured I'd share it. Came down here yesterday. Came down to the shop yesterday with the sole intent of finishing up the paper mache on the groundbreaker. That didn't happen. That didn't happen because back here, you can see right there, is our imp. Actually got some work on the imp done. Which is great, but I wanted to get this done so I could start doing the corpsing video. I apologize. I promised. Still hasn't happened. But it will get done. It will get done eventually. I did get a little bit of work done. I did some of the hand. Still got a whole other hand to do, but I'm about halfway done with this hand. And I thought it was a good thing to share with you. Everybody always asks how you make, how do I make the hands, you know, and everybody's got different ways of doing it. One of the more interesting ways I've heard of is people take big pens and they cut these apart, right, to use for fingers. That's a great idea when your pens run out, if you can go through that many pens. But I found an awesome alternative. 4th of July. We went out to the local fireworks show, and my wife stopped and picked up a couple of packages of those glow stick necklaces, chemlight necklaces, and not the real chemlight ones, but the cheapo crappy ones that you can buy in packs of 3. And when you open them up, they come in a rigid tube. How great is this? This is like 18 inches, 20 inches of rigid tubing. 3 of them in a package of $1. I think it was $1 package for these glow sticks. So the kids had fun with the glow sticks, and I was like, score! Yeah. We actually bought, I think, 4 or 5 packages. So, well, let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 4 packages. Got lots of rigid tubing. So if you're looking for something to use to make fingers, buy your kids some glow sticks. They'll be happy with you, and you'll be happy with yourself. Basically, all I do for these hands is I get the fingers, the length of the fingers, and everything done with this wire coat hanger. I use wire coat hangers for my hands. I shove them right up down into the arm bones here, and then I take these, I cut these all to length, based on the length of the finger bones that I have on my bucky over there. Slide these on over, and actually I go through and I tape these together about 1/8 of an inch apart, and that I tape them together with a little strip of duct tape. That allows it to bend. It also fattens up the knuckles so they look more like bones when it gets covered with the paper mache. And they're easy to form. You just take your pair of pliers and bend these however you want them. So, works great. Learn something new all the time. So there you go. Chemlight glow sticks, little necklaces. Come in rigid tubings. Use those for fingers. Other than that, we did not finish the paper mache on our groundbreaker, so I can't show you the corpsing. But we'll get that done. We will. I do get to show you, however, the progress on our imp. The imp is coming along nicely. You can see we've got his basic body stance. It's all done up with PVC. There's those PVC mounts I showed in one of the previous videos, one of the previous vlogs. I used a heat gun to get these bends for the knees the way I wanted them, and give the arms a little bit more bend here. And did the same thing for these hands. Same thing as I do with the corpse hands for the groundbreaker, only I cover the whole thing in duct tape instead of just the knuckles. So these will all get covered up with paper mache, and then once we get the body done, this will look nice. And what I did here with the Tombstone was cut a notch out of the bottom of that Tombstone. You can see right there, and slid that right over. And then once this thing is complete, I'll actually glue that in place. But for the time being, it gives me the position on where the Tombstone's going to stand, and I can still pull it out and work on it. I'll get most of the body work, or most of the hands and the lower body work done before we attach this permanent, and then I'll attach that so that we can get the hands in the right place, and then we'll work on the upper body and whatnot. But made some progress. So Imp is coming along, looks pretty good. And hopefully before too long we'll have some good progress on that. Oh, let's see here. My shop is a mess. You can't see it. But for all those people who sit there and tell me that my shop is clean, it's too clean. It's getting messy. And I'm just going to pop this off real quick here, just so you can all leave me alone about my clean shop. And you can look at all this mess. Look at it. There's a mess. Oh, there's a clean spot on my workshop right here, and that's only because that's where the groundbreaker was sitting. Everything else is a mess. I have this deck. There, see, all this stuff from a recent home improvement project is still sitting out on the floor because I'm too damn lazy to clean it up. Our 10th episode vlog, there's all the confetti still on the floor.
I threw it in your face.
Yeah, that's all the crap that Cody threw in my face. Thank you very much, Cody.
You're very welcome, sir.
So, for those of you who think that my shop is too clean and want to complain about my shop, it's a mess. I'm telling you. I am lazy. I did clean it up a lot before I started doing these vlogs, and oh well. Alright, let's see here. Time for what's in the box. There's a few people who actually give a hoot about what these boxes are and what's in them. So I actually have a new box. It's not a bin.
It's a box. It's a shoe box.
It is a small box. It is a shoe box. It is a box of all the crap that I've picked up from garage sales over the past couple of weeks and other places. Mostly just bottles. Garage sales haven't been very kind to me this year, and but I did find some neat bottles for our witch house, which, by the way, I'm planning on doing. I'm going to set the witch house up again, and these will all be part of the shelves and whatnot. Well, I love these colored glass bottles. You don't see stuff like this anymore, and it really gives it a nice authentic look. This one, my daughter found a blue jay feather, so that got stuck in that bottle. Lots of this blue glass. Find a lot of this stuff up here. Not a lot of the other colors. And my first green glass bottle. For those of you who can't read it, Moon's Emerald Oil. Yeah, that sounds like something you'd see on a witch's shelf. And that's all the bottles I found. And unfortunately, that's the only thing I found at garage sales. So, I did, however, have a couple other things turn up in my favor. Yeah. Again, I can't remember what the hell these things are called. I say again because I'm retaping this video. And you know what? I know what they're called. Geodes. That's what they're called. Yeah. See, I knew I'd figure it out. A couple of little geode rocks. And a couple of larger slices. This actually I'm using as a vase for the cat skull that my next door neighbor gave me. So they look nice on our witch shelf, and so that's there they will sit. One last thing, I actually have 3 of these, but my father found these sitting up on a shelf up at his hunting camp. A couple of deer skulls. So these will look nice hanging from a post or something out there by our witch and cauldron creep, and make it really look creepy. Kind of morbid. Yeah, real skulls. I wish I could do some casting and make a mold of this, but it just I don't know. Just haven't tried it. I don't know. Maybe I won't. Maybe I will. So that's what's in the box. Put this stuff back here, and let's see. What else do we have on our agenda here, Cody?
Subscribers.
New subscribers. Let's see. We have 15 new subscribers. 15. Of course, that's because it's been almost a month since I've done a video. Haven't been on YouTube much at all. Haven't been on SOP chat much at all, because I've spent too much time at work and I get tired and I come home and I just want to go to bed. So hopefully this week, hopefully today, I don't get stuck at work late, and when I get home I'll stop in the SOP chat and say hi to all my SOP friends, and or I'll just sit there like a fly in the wall like I normally do. So, new subscribers, and I'm just going to read these off real quick. 3 new unnamed subscribers. You guys got to get a name. Get yourself a username. Buddy Christmas Light, Coco Yoda River, Mr. Ner 12348. Chem Spider, Ewok Stud, The Dark Side Creator, Black Hole, Christy Cat B, Mr. 03 Animal, Lily Munster 9, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this next one, Nariciel.
Kind of sounds like narwhal.
I apologize if I got it wrong, but I don't know. Nariciel, something like that. And Hadebade. So, thank you all for subscribing. I do appreciate it. I gotta apologize. I know there's a few people out there who are subscribed to me who I'm not subscribed to. I don't get a lot of time to get on and surf through YouTube. I try to when I can, but they've taken the internet away from us at work for stuff like YouTube, and quiet times when we're not doing anything, can't catch up on videos at work. So there's nothing I can do about that. I try and check out videos when I can. If I'm not subscribed to you and you post videos, please just let me know and just send me a message. I'll subscribe. I try and check out everybody who subscribes to me, but again, I don't get a lot of time on YouTube, so I get myself very far behind. In fact, I don't think I've caught up on other people's vlogs in a couple weeks either, so I apologize, everybody. One of these days I'll catch up. Have a couple of questions that came up over the past month in reference to some of the videos, so I wanted to answer those because I haven't gotten a chance. Again, I haven't gotten a chance to get on and answer questions and reply to comments. I try to. There's not enough hours in a day. So I wanted to answer these questions real quick. Let's see here. From Dead Things Yard Haunt, in reference to our Prop Eyes video. Does the Mod Podge stay tacky? I use Mod Podge, a gloss Mod Podge, to cover the eyeballs. Gives them a nice wet sheen, and no, it does not stay tacky. It dries pretty nicely. However, in humid conditions and wet conditions, it does tend to get tacky again. So they're great as long as they're not getting wet. I use them in my Witch. I've used them in my Groundbreaker. They stay pretty dry. I'm sure they would not fare so well if it rained on them. If you're using the Prop Eyes idea there, and you need to have them outside in the weather and the rain and stuff, then you might want to come up with another alternative. Again, this is Dead Thing Yard Haunt in reference to the Home Haunt 2011 video. I see from one of the posts you will be doing a how-to on groundbreakers. I do plan to. I look forward to that. Me too. How many hours, sans dry time, do you think you have into one? That's a hard estimate. If I had to guess, I might say 8 to 10 hours. They don't take a lot of time. The hardest thing is waiting for the paper mache to dry. Usually when I come down here, I work for all of 20 minutes to a half an hour at a pop, and then play the waiting game again. And usually I gotta wait for a day or two to let it dry. I have found that using fans helps the dry time, but no, not a lot of hours put into the groundbreakers. It's actually a pretty easy build. From Chem Spider, do you toy with servos or Arduino with your projects ever? Some guy did a funny string shooting pumpkin project. Looked awesome. If you could do a more simplified version tutorial, it'd be great to use at my annual carving party. I'd like to learn everything. I'm using pneumatics this year. Arduinos look like they're the way to go, but looks complicated. I'll be honest. I have no idea what Arduinos are. I am not a very techie home haunter. Not that I couldn't be. I enjoy working with stuff like that, and I'm sure down the road a piece maybe I'll get into it. But I tend to steer more towards the artsy side of the Halloween home haunt and prop building. The most I've ever done was my cauldron creep. But again, that might change down the road. I am planning on doing a 3-axis skull, but I have no idea where to start. I have none of the stuff that I need to get going on that, and quite honestly, I think the cost is a factor right now. I just don't have the money to dump into everything that I need to get going with that project, so that's going to sit on the back burner for another year. So servos, maybe. Arduino, I don't know. Pneumatics, not yet. sorry I can't come up with a tutorial for you on that. Maybe in the future. We'll see. Witch's Hollow, in reference to the Haunting Grounds Home Haunt 2011 video. Do you have anything holding the corn stalks up? Or are they just leaning against the house? I've been thinking of using corn stalks in my yard haunt, just having trouble figuring out how to get them to stand freely. I was thinking of a couple of rods or posts with string between them, and then the stalks are tied to the rope. I don't think that would be very strong though. No, you're probably right. It probably won't be very strong, and if you have any kind of wind, it probably won't hold up. Just because the flexing of the corn stalks is going to loosen up and pull the posts inward and make that rope loose, and it's going to get all floppy and probably not stand up the way you want it to. What I did was a similar idea though. I took 2x2 and I made 2 posts and put them straight down into the ground on either end, and then ran 2 pieces of 2x2 between them. So basically made like a fence type thing. And then I just used this stuff right here. My mother gave me an abundance of this stuff last year when we went out and picked up the corn stalks, and I used it's floral wire. I use that to tie it on. In the past, I've used just jute twine or other kinds of gardening twine to tie them up, and it works fine. But yeah, I just tied those, just wrapped around each one all the way down and just kept going. Pretty easy to put them up, and they held up very well. And one final question. Culinary Girl 3, in reference to the Tombstone carving Celtic knot high speed. Hi, love your work and have subscribed to your videos. Thank you. Looking for templates for tombstones and can't seem to find any. Do you have a site that has just templates? There are loads of pumpkin templates, but not enough tombstone templates. Do you print them out and then take them to be blown up? Thanks for your help. No. I actually don't use any templates except for what I make up myself. For the general shape of the tombstone, I just look at pictures of old tombstones, do a Google search on 18th century, 17th century tombstones, whatever you're looking for, and get a basic idea of the shape and just wing it. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're not making watches, right? It's really the shape of the tombstones, whatever you want it to look like. It's not going to look wrong. As far as the text, that I do make my own template. I just take and print out whatever I want the epitaph to say on a sheet of paper and tape it down, cut through it with the X-Acto knife, and that's how I cut it out. It's pretty simple. And then the same thing with any images that I use, especially with the cross, the Celtic cross there. And I keep saying Celtic. It's not Celtic. It's Celtic. I know that, but I don't know. I have it wrong in my brain. No, it's just something that I found a picture that I wanted to use on the internet, and I pulled it into Photoshop, made some adjustments to make it look the way I needed it to, and printed it out. That's all I did. There's I think it's just probably too specific to have templates out there. There's so many different things, so just use pictures. As a matter of fact, just give you an idea, right here is a picture that I used for one of my old tombstones. That's just a vector image that I found on the web. Printed it out to the size I wanted, taped it down, cut through it with the X-Acto knife. That's all there is to it. That's how I use. That's what I use for templates. So I hope that answers your question. I hope that answers everybody's questions. One last thing, real quick. I'm planning on Again, I'm planning on a lot of things, but it doesn't always work out that way. But I'm planning on doing some work on the website. I've kind of neglected the website over the past year. And so hopefully you'll see some changes. I'm looking into making another new logo. Maybe redo some of the graphics for the site. And also going to make a few new t-shirts. So if you're looking for a Haunting Grounds t-shirt, they're the hauntinggrounds.spreadshirt.com. And you can get your own Haunting Grounds t-shirt if you really want one. And if you don't, then don't buy one. Other than that, oh, there was one last thing. And I almost forgot. A couple of people have asked, when I showed this little spotlight last week or so, how I make them. Or they're asking for a tutorial. I do not have a tutorial, however, it is not my idea. If you search DIY LED spotlights, you're bound to come across the vlog, and I can't remember it, but you're bound to come across the vlog for this build. Real simple, made out of 1/2-inch PVC, a street elbow, 1/2-inch cap. Do a search on Haunt Forum or Halloween Forum for LED spotlights. You'll find these. I can do a video, and maybe I will. But for the time being, there's nothing out there, no videos that I could find on it, because I was actually looking for myself. And that is all. So, I'm SK. Until next.
Pleasant dreams.